All right, good morning.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
All right, I have a Destiny in the waiting room. Is that a witness for somebody?
Judge, I think that's the 9:30 docket.
Mm.
I'm sorry, the 9:30 case, Kilgore.
All right, I just wanted to know if that's somebody we need.
Is it spelled Destany?
Destinee! Exclamation point.
Okay, you know what? I have a Destiny at 9:30, but I'm not sure if that's the same one.
All right, then. I know Mr. Hammonds can't appear this morning and he's sent an email out. I assume everybody may have seen that. So I think we've got everybody else present. Unless, Mr. Nowak, you're not expecting your client?
He has the link, Judge, but he hadn't. He normally contacts me after I email him the link. I'm not expecting him.
Okay.
And Judge, I don't know that I saw Mr. Hammonds.
He is not, yeah, I don't know if his email,
Yeah, I don't think I got it.
let's see here.
And if it's just that he can't be here, that's fine.
It was just that he had to be in, Judge Woodburn's court, and Mr. Nowak, here comes your client. He had to be in Woodburn's and Denny's court this morning, and he just said, basically on this case, that Mr. Aguilar had requested paternity testing in June. He hadn't seen any results. Since he doesn't really have any say in placement of the children until we know he's the father. So that's all. And so we can talk about that, whether we've gotten any genetic testing back. So that email also included the RICO case later, but we'll bring that up when we get to it. All right, then at this time, I will call. We're here today on motion hearings in both cases. These are motions filed by the mother, Quisha Stotts, requesting to reinstate visitation. We'll go ahead and let's see, we are conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming, and Ms. Galvan is making our record this morning. Okay, we'll go ahead and take announcements, and just a quick reminder to everybody, the issue at hand today is reinstatement of visitation. We're not here to take up anything else, so if there's anything else that comes up, don't be surprised if I cut you off and say we don't have time today. Okay.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We're present, ready, Your Honor.
Jerry Morales, a respondent, Motherly Keisha Stotts. Your Honor, on the note that you had mentioned earlier, I just wanted to let everybody know and reiterate to Ms. Stotts, because I did receive the county attorney's exhibits a few minutes ago. I've advised her to not answer any questions about the alleged falsified document, Your Honor. To the extent that that was filed, that may have created a Fifth Amendment issue. I told her to exercise that right. Now, I will say that I was never directed to file that document. I can't even remember if I used it as an exhibit or attachment. If it was filed, it wasn't at her direction, and I filed it without knowing that it may have been altered. But regardless, I've instructed Ms. Stotts to not answer any questions based on the Fifth Amendment right on that, in that regard, Your Honor.
Vince Nowak on behalf of Cameron Shelton. We're both here and ready, Judge.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the children.
All right, and as I said, Mr. Hammonds had filed a little short report by email concerning his client, Adam Aguilar, who is not present today. Okay, then. Mr. Morales, this is your motion.
Your Honor, I will be absolutely brief. I will essentially let the motion speak for itself. If anyone has any questions of Ms. Stotts, of course, regarding what she's done, what her participation was, I will state that, as the motion states, she did complete 21 days of inpatient care. She was discharged. As the court is aware, she did not successfully complete, but she did do 21 days. She's been in outpatient care now going on nearly 5 weeks. I think after this week will be 5 full weeks of outpatient care. Your Honor, we acknowledge that she's made some pretty significant mistakes and made some stupid choices, and maybe her behavior hasn't been perfect, but I will say one thing. I've never had a client that's been more in contact, and she obviously cares about her kids. I think when she's with her kids, the visitation's been appropriate. The kids, it seems like the kids miss her. They miss their visits. I think it would be beneficial to have her visiting the kids again. And that's all I have. I'm not going to call her. If anybody wants to call her again, I'm not going to have her ask any questions about the document being altered. But other than that, if they want to ask about what she did or what she didn't do while she was in care, go for it.
All right, well, you're not calling her as a witness today?
No, Your Honor.
All right, let me just see, can't shortcut a few things, and obviously, counsel, if any of you have objections, just make them, but, do we have any current drug testing on Ms. Stotts?
Yes, Your Honor. She drug screened in the month of October, and it came back a negative dilute. Just a year.
What were the dates?
October 29th.
29th?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the drug test prior to that?
The one in September was negative for UA, and what we received back from TDATS was a refusal for the hair.
So her September was negative or negative dilute? Just negative?
Just negative.
That she refused the hair.
Yes.
And
And
what-
Judge, just looking at the September negative UA, it states on that one negative dilute on that also, on the September 13th one.
all right, let's make sure we're looking at the same one. So you were looking at one for September 13th.
Yes,
UA
ma'am.
was negative dilute.
Yes, ma'am.
Was that the same date as for the hair, or are we talking about different
I
screens?
think that's the same date as the hair one. Is that correct, Tiffany? Yes, ma'am.
All right, and what program is she currently in?
That has not been reported to me.
We're not sure what, after my conversation with Tiffany on Friday, we're not sure what outpatient she's in. I know the letters that were sent stated she would been referred to an outpatient. I don't know if that's through Serenity or through some other program that she was referred to.
Mr. Morales, can you shed any light on that for me?
Yes. Can y'all hear me? I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think Zoom did an update and I'm not as familiar with the new system on my phone. Ms. Stotts, I know you told me, what is the outpatient program you're going through now?
It's Serenity outpatient.
Okay. Yeah, so she is in Serenity. She's began that pretty much immediately after her release. And so I'm pretty sure this is her 5th week. So she's 4.5 weeks through. And I believe it's a 16-week program. Is that right, Lakeisha?
Yes, sir.
How many times a week?
3 times a week, Your Honor. Plus an individual, so 4 times a week.
For how long each session? How long are you there?
3 hours. And the individual is 1 hour.
Why'd you refuse the hair test back in September?
Your Honor, I didn't refuse the hair test. My hair was in braids, and the nurse said that she wasn't going to cut my hair because it was in braids. I told her she could cut it, and she said no. This is the second time that's happened to me. Also, Your Honor, my hair in the back was not braided. And I told her she could also cut that, but it was too short for her to cut. So she said no.
All right, Ms. Brown, did you get any kind of information from the lab about this?
The only thing that the lab reported back is a refusal to test. It didn't say anything about her hair being too short or anything of the such.
All right. Well, Ms. Stotts, I mean, I've got concern that your last 2 UAs that we've had are negative dilute. I mean, that's not a true negative. So, that's concerning that you're, I mean, it's an indicator that you're trying to flush your system before you go in for a UA. I mean, that's the bottom line. That's the red flag that comes up when we get a negative dilute. Somebody drinks a lot of water or drinks a lot of Gatorade or drinks a lot of something else to try to flush their system or to make it come back negative. And so it's of concern that we've had 2 in a row that are negative dilute. Okay, those are the questions that I had for the moment. So then, Mr. Morales, do you have any other witnesses you want to call today?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Trout, do you have any witnesses you want to call today?
Yes, ma'am, we'd call, Mom.
All right, Ms. Stotts, if you'll unmute for me and raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I know your attorney has advised you of your Fifth Amendment rights regarding an issue that may or may not come up today. I will just remind you as well that you do have a privilege against self-incrimination in anything that might incriminate you in criminal activity. You do not have to answer those questions if you wish to invoke that Fifth Amendment right. All right, Mr. Trout, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Stotts, your attorney announced earlier you did not complete the Serenity inpatient rehab, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you were there for 21 days.
Correct.
And this is the third time you failed to complete a inpatient rehab throughout this case, correct?
Correct.
Okay. You were at the last two previous hearings where the judge court ordered you to finish those inpatient rehab and then follow up with outpatient, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And when you're in inpatient rehab, why did you get kicked out this time?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay. Did you receive a letter from the rehab?
Yes.
Okay. And did that letter state that it was non-compliance with the facility rules?
No.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
And they didn't tell you why you got kicked out? You just got kicked out?
They said it was because of my attitude again,
So
which is not a reason.
It appears to be a reason, but you were kicked out because you wouldn't follow the rules.
No.
Okay. Again, though, you think you get to make up the rules of how this is going to go?
No.
3 times you've been kicked out of rehab.
2 times I've been kicked out. The
Okay.
second time I left.
Okay. You have failed to complete it 3 times.
Yes.
Okay. And you sent a letter to Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Okay. That was not the complete letter, was it?
Yes. It was the letter that I received. Yes.
Okay. That was not the complete letter, was it?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't alter that document in any way?
Objection, Your Honor. I've already instructed that we were going to be, I've instructed my client. So if he's going to continue this line of question, I'd ask to have a room with my client.
I'm good on that, Your Honor, just as long as her answer was that.
Okay.
Did you revoke your release of information?
For Miss Brown, yes.
Okay. You know, you're aware your service plans you're required to have a release of information with the department.
Yes.
Okay. And yet you still revoke it?
For Miss Brown, yes. For my attorney, no. She can get any information she needs from my attorney.
Ms. Brown's your caseworker, correct?
Correct.
She needs to know what is going on with your case, correct?
Okay.
Okay. So you revoked your release of information?
Yes.
Okay. I'll pass the witness at this time, Your Honor.
Oh, but you're not gonna
All right. Mr. Morales, any questions?
Ms. Stotts, you did complete 21 days before your discharge at Serenity, correct?
Yes.
And did you participate in all the counseling and all the services that were provided during that 21-day period?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you feel like you learned, what they were trying to, you learned some things while you were in there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you been able to utilize any of what you learned since you've been out?
Yes, sir.
Has that helped you maintain sobriety?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you think moving forward that you can maintain sobriety?
Yes, sir.
Are you continuing to learn as you are completing 10 hours a week of outpatient care?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Prior to your visits being revoked, were they going well?
Yes.
Okay. Did the kids seem happy to see you?
Yes.
Were you often doing their hair during the visits?
Yes, sir.
Did they seem to enjoy that?
Yes, sir. Well, sometimes.
Sometimes it's a bit of a chore, huh?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Nowak, any questions?
No questions, Judge. Thank you.
Ms. Zavala?
So up until right now, had you told Miss Brown what you were doing for outpatient?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you provide her any documentation?
Like a proof of me being in outpatient service?
Yes.
No, not that I'm aware.
Who's the contact there?
Justin. I don't know his last name,
And this
but I
is
know my instructor's name is Justin.
through Serenity?
Yes, Serenity Outpatient.
Okay, because Serenity inpatient won't take you back.
I didn't try.
Okay.
I'm sure I would have to wait 30 days before I could.
Judge, she cut out and I couldn't hear her.
Okay, would you repeat your answer, please?
Oh.
Ms. Stevens?
I'm not sure if they'll take me back, but I'm sure I have to wait a 30-day period before I can attempt to go back.
Pass the witness.
Okay, Mr. Trout, any further questions of this witness?
Not of this witness at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions for her?
No, Judge.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I got one question.
Sure.
Ms. Stotts, do you know who Erica Vera is?
My counselor.
Was she at Serenity?
Yes, inpatient.
Okay, thank you. Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, then. Anybody else have any other questions for her?
Not for Ms. Stotts, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Trout, you can call your next witness.
Tiffany Brown.
All right, Ms. Brown, raise your right hand.
Ms. Brown, you're the caseworker on this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you receive the exhibits that I sent out?
Yes, sir.
Did Ms. Stotts send you a letter about a month ago stating that she had been done with Serenity Rehab?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did she email you a copy of that letter?
She
Or
emailed a picture.
a picture of it?
Yes.
And can you tell me what that letter stated?
Yes.
And what did it state?
It says Ms. LaQuisha Shanice Stotts was previously at resident of Plainview Serenity, Inc., completing our drug and alcohol treatment program. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter. Sincerely, Erica Vera.
Okay. And did you receive what I sent out, exhibit number 1?
Yes.
Okay. And is that an accurate depiction of the picture you received from Ms. Stotts?
Yes.
Okay. And this was what Ms. Stotts emailed you once she was discharged from Serenity?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd ask to admit exhibit number 1. It's the letter that was just testified to and that Ms. Brown received from Ms. Stotts.
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, petitioner's exhibit 1 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Brown, did you reach out to Serenity
Yes.
to see if Ms. Stotts had completed? And to
Yes.
follow up? And
Yes.
did you?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the last part of that question, Mr.
I'm sorry. And to follow up to make sure that Ms. Stotts had completed Serenity?
Yes.
Okay. Is that the information that you received?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you receive this information through emails?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you receive a copy of the letter that was mailed to Ms. Stotts from Serenity?
It's my understanding that they gave it to her upon her request of discharge.
Okay. But did you, when you emailed with Serenity, did they send you a copy of the letter that they had actually?
Yes.
Okay. And was that the same letter that Ms. Stotts had sent you?
No, sir.
Did you receive exhibit number 2?
Yes, sir.
Is the first page of exhibit number 2, is that the letter that Serenity sent you?
Yes.
And can you tell me what that letter says?
It says, to whom it may concern, Ms. LaQuisha Shanice Stotts was previously a resident of Plainview Serenity Center, Inc., completing our drug and alcohol treatment program. On September 20th, 2024, Ms. Stotts was enrolled in the female intensive residential program for approximately 30 days. Ms. Stotts was discharged on October 9th, 2024 from the program due to noncompliance with facility rules after repeated interventions. Ms. Stotts was referred to outpatient treatment for continued services if she chooses. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter. Sincerely, Erica Vera.
Thank you, ma'am. So essentially it's the same letter, but the new one is missing, or the one Ms. Stotts has sent you is missing the main paragraph stating that she did not complete due to non-compliance with facility rules.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, and that is the letter, that's the emails and letters you received from Serenity. This exhibit number 2.
No objection.
Can you hear me, Ms. Brown?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is the letter you received from Serenity.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd ask to admit exhibit number 2 as the letter that was just testified to.
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
Our petitioner's exhibit 2 will be admitted.
And so you heard Ms. Stotts earlier testify that her understanding she got discharged because of her attitude. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
But according to Serenity, it was due to her non-compliance with the rules.
Yes, sir.
And again, she did not complete a program that she needs to just do 30 days to complete to be under the court order.
She did not complete their 30-day program. No.
Did she tell you, since she sent you that letter, has she told you where she was doing outpatient?
No, sir.
And have you ever received any certificates or any letters stating that she is in the program and that she has completed 4 or 5 weeks?
No, sir.
Have you tried to speak to Ms. Stotts about whether she's doing outpatient?
I had a meeting set up with Ms. Stotts on the 30th. However, I was on call and got pulled into an emergency. So I did not make that meeting.
Okay. Did Ms. Stotts make that meeting?
She let me know when she was at home, but I was unavailable. I worked until midnight that day.
Okay. Has she mentioned to you at all that she was in outpatient?
No, and without a signed release, I can't get that information.
Okay. All right. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Morales,
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Novak.
No questions, Judge.
All right, Ms. Zavala.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Trout, anything further of this witness?
Nothing further of this witness at this time, Your Honor. I'll just have a statement to make.
All right. As in like argument? Closing?
Yes, ma'am. Argument as far as to.
Okay. All right, then, Mr. Nowak, anything to present today?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Zavala.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, everybody rest and close today.
Rest and close, Your Honor.
Rest and close, Your Honor.
Rest and close.
All right.
Rest and close. I'd just like to note that Cameron Shelton does not object to this visitation, does not object to the motion. And I didn't mean to step on your toes, Daniel. I probably said that out of turn.
No, you're good.
Judge, thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. So noted. Okay, Mr. Morales, do you wish to make any argument?
Just briefly, Your Honor, and I acknowledge, and Lakeisha would do the same. She's made some mistakes in this, and she's slowly addressing it. She's probably minimizing marijuana use, as I can understand, but she's been told time and time again that's an issue that she needs to address, and she's working on it. She's still working on it, Your Honor. The fact of the matter is, though, I don't think that anything has, as far as I've been reported since I've been substituted on this case, anything inappropriate during the visits. They've gone well. I think the kids enjoy it. They bond and spend time with Lakeisha. She's going to remain unless something in the future happens that is significant change, I think the kids are going to remain with family members regardless of what happens moving forward. And so they probably have some interaction with Ms. Stotts. I would imagine that maybe we could keep that and hopefully keep it and monitor it while we can in a healthy way. The kids enjoy it, and I think it's beneficial. And so we just ask the court to consider, the positives as well as the many negatives that the department is going to pull out, because we admit there are some in this case. That being said, Your Honor, I do think it is in the kid's best interest to resume the visits.
All right, Mr. Nowak, any argument you wish to make, sir?
I'll just piggyback on Jerry and just again remind the court that Mr. Shelton is not opposed to mom having visits. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Trout?
Your Honor, throughout this case, Ms. Stotts she's worked her services except for staying clean. She's been court ordered multiple times to do her inpatient rehab. We're still getting negative dilute drug screens. We're still getting refusals on hair follicles. And now we're getting what essentially appears to be falsified letters trying to pass it off as that she completed the court ordered 30-day rehab, which she didn't. And even today, still stating that that is the letter that she got, even though we have the copy of the other letter that was just put in exhibits that states she was discharged for non-compliance with facility rules, not her attitude, but for non-compliance. She's steadily showing a pattern of not changing habits. She's steadily showing a pattern of defiance to all rules of the way that this case is supposed to be going. If she would have buckled down, done any of the 3 times she's been in rehab and just completed them, we wouldn't be here today. But she just constantly refuses to do what she was court ordered to do and to follow the rules. For some reason, she has it that she can make up her own rules when it comes to this. I don't believe until she completes her rehab and gives a regular negative drug screen that we can move forward on the visitations at this time and reward her for doing exactly what she's not supposed to be doing. I believe it's this, and I understand that visits had gone well with the children, but they were stopped due to mom not doing her services, not doing rehab, drug screens being bad. And we're still at that spot. We had a hearing about this a little over a month ago to almost 2 months ago about mom needed to complete her drug rehab. And now we're back here again with her asking for visits when she still has not done it and failed to do it and tried to send letters passing them off that she had. And I don't believe she should be rewarded for that behavior. That's all, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Zavala. Argument and or recommendation?
Your Honor, I am very concerned of what's kind of happened over the last bit. I know that Indiana would love to visit with her mom, so with the other kids. But I have real concerns. We are 1 month out from a final, and to start and stop those visitations for the kids is incredibly hard on them. And I would like to note that Indiana is really struggling with the same behaviors we're seeing mom have. She learns from those behaviors. We're trying to get Indiana's behavior under control. And I'm just really concerned about starting and stopping and, you know, what she's learning in terms of her mom's behavior.
All right. Ms. Zavala, did you have anything else as far as your recommendation? Anything else?
No, I mean, at this time, I mean, I've got the dual role, and I know for sure Indiana would like to see her, and she's old enough to state that. But I really don't believe it's in any of the kids' best interest to start it back up again when we're 1 month away from a final to figure out what's going to happen ultimately. So, in their best interest, I would say no to restarting that visitation at the time.
Indiana's 6, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Well, Ms. Stotts, you know, this was really just so straightforward. And we've attempted this 3 times now. I mean, I feel like I've worked with you, ma'am. You know, I mean, all the way through the case. You know, you've had issues, you didn't like your attorney, you had problems with, you know, with your first attorney, you know, everything had to go through your attorney, the department, you know, department's been the bad guy as far as you're concerned, the whole case, you know, those folks, they're just, your whole attitude about it is, you know, they're out to get you, you know, and your level of cooperation with this process has been almost none. You know, which is very concerning because these folks are really here to try to help you and help make sure that we don't end up right back in this position 6-8 months down the road with your kids and then have to pull kids back out of the home. You know, I mean, that is the whole point of work in services is let's work our services. Let's learn from our mistakes, acknowledge our mistakes, make those changes, demonstrate that you have made those changes for a period of time so that we feel, you know, marginally comfortable about sending the children home and that the children will be in a safe environment. And you have had every opportunity to do those things, you know, and you've worked your services. I probably have some question in the back of my mind about how much you've really learned from it because you haven't been very open-minded about the whole process. You know, all the way through, you've wanted to dictate how this is going to work. You know, you've wanted to control that. You've wanted to say how, when, where, and why. And then when I have even ordered you to do a specific thing that I thought might salvage the situation, you blew that off too. Once and I guess twice, actually. But I know once, just, I mean, a little more than a month ago. I mean, we went through this whole thing. And so, you know, what that says to me, your inability to complete that 30 days is, you know, I mean, the third go round, your inability to do it on the third try tells me that you just don't want to. You don't want to do it. You're not going to do it. And maybe you don't really care how that impacts your children. You know, I guess, I mean, I just think if somebody told me I had to do something for 30 days to save my relationship with my children, I mean, I can't imagine that there'd be anything that I wouldn't do for 30 days. Anything. I'd do the same for my dog for 30 days. So, you know, it troubles me, and you need to get back on camera. It troubles me that you aren't willing to do something for 30 days to hopefully get your children home. You know, that really worries me about, okay, if we send the kids home, you know, what, you know, is she going to stay sober for 6 months? I mean, she couldn't even muster up doing something for 30 days. You know, it's just it's a level of commitment that concerns me, much less the possibility of the fact that you may have altered that letter from Serenity. You know, it certainly has that appearance. And Indiana is what Ms. Zavala is saying to you. She's struggling with these same things. She's struggling with being truthful. She's struggling with wanting to do things her own way and not listening to anybody else, not listening to authority, not listening to the adults in her lives, not following what teachers and daycare people and, you know, all of the people that should be telling a 6-year-old what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, she's ignoring. And then having a great deal of difficulty with being truthful, which is at age 6 is really scary to me. You know, most 6-year-olds are they're pretty forthright and you know, it's just really, it's really worrisome that we've got a child that is that young and is already manipulating to that degree and thinks that it's okay. So I mean, like it or not, children do mimic their parents' behaviors, and it, you know, I think this is certainly a good test case for that. You know, I don't doubt that you love your children, but you just you're not showing me that you've got that level of commitment that it takes to safely and successfully raise 3 children. And they're very young and they're very impressionable. So I am not going to restart visits. I think it can be really, really hard on the kids. I guess we'll see what you accomplish between now and December 12th when we will recall this case. We've called it. It's in recess. You know, probably be a really good idea to be providing Ms. Brown with updates about your progress in outpatient treatment. You know, and signing a release to let her independently speak with those folks. You know, it's just it's the secrecy and making everything so difficult when it doesn't have to be.
Can I make a statement?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Your attorney, everybody's rested and closed. This is my time to talk. Sorry. That's my suggestion to you. So, you've got till December 12th. And you know, I suggest you have a good, long, hard discussion with all that about your attorney. All right. I appreciate everybody's time this morning. We're going to leave things just as they are. And my order, once again, stands that mom is to complete a 30-day inpatient treatment program. It's just out there. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank y'all. And this is the
Thank you, Judge.
department,
I'm on the 9:30
versus
hearing.
Destiny Kilgore. We are here on this request for court-ordered services and participation in the Texas Family First program. We are conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming. Ms. Galvan is making our record this morning. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Good morning, Your Honor. Gene Graff and Ms. Jeter on behalf of the department, present and ready to proceed.
Judge Vince Nowak on behalf of Destiny Kilgore. We're both here and ready.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the child.
All right, then, Mr. Nowak, your client had indicated at the time that the department was visiting with her that she would agree to work the Texas Family First program. And is it my understanding that's still her agreement today?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Groff, we need to address anything in particular about that?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. Ms. Kilgore has signed the family plan of service, which we filed. She's agreeing to family-centered, evidence-based programs, including parenting classes, substance abuse education, psychological evaluation, and individual and family counseling, and follow all recommendations. Sounds like she's already kind of got the ball rolling, so I don't believe there's any issues at this time.
Okay, that's very, very good. All right, Ms. Kilgore, I appreciate your cooperation and your willingness to do this.
Yes,
We've
ma'am.
had some really great success with this program. So, you know, I'm always very encouraged when parents are willing to, you know, go forward with this. And I hope that it will be, you know, really beneficial to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we will have our first compliance hearing on February 6th of 2025. That'll be on a 9 o'clock docket. Ms. Zavala, let me just ask you, have you had any contact with your client yet?
I have not yet.
Okay, Ms. Kilgore, Ms. Zavala that you see here, and you're on a phone. You may only see her when she speaks. Stacy, I'm just going to ask you to talk again real quick.
Hi, I'm Stacy.
Hello.
All right, so Ms. Zavala is the child's attorney, and so she's going to need to periodically see the child, and so she or her office, someone in her office may be contacting you. So you need to recognize who she is and be sure you return those phone calls or respond to those communications. Her assistant's name is Kelly.
Yes, ma'am.
And so just kind of be on the lookout for one of the two of them. And I'm sure that she's probably going to want to visit with you and with Carrie sometime pretty quick. But anyway, that's their role in the case. So I just wanted you to know that.
Is that the one? I think she contacted me. I think she's gonna come over today after court.
You know, I know that Kelly was going to reach out. I haven't gotten to touch base with her. She was trying to schedule some things with me, so that may be the case. I just don't know yet.
Oh, okay. Well, she said she was gonna be here in the court. Whoever I talked to last night, she said she's gonna be here in the court, I guess.
Oh, okay, okay. Then I'll be there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. If it isn't Ms. Zavala, then there's somebody else that's got an appointment to see you. So Ms. Kilgore, just be sure that you're there at that time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay then. I will go ahead and sign an order when that's presented to me. And Ms. Kilgore, I hope everything goes really well, and I'll see you back February 6th.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. And Destiny, I just want to remind you that everyone that you see on the screen, whenever they're talking, we all want you to be successful. If you have any hiccups, any bumps in the road, any questions, please reach out to me or reach out to Nadia, and we'll get you answers. Judge, thank you so much for letting me say that.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day.
You too.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank y'all.
Judge, this is my last hearing with this court. Permission to leave the courtroom.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mine
Y'all
as
have
well.
a great day.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate everybody.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Mr. Barfield. Good
Yes.
morning.
Good morning. Well, is it really a good morning? But hello, good morning.
Well, okay, let's say it could be
I
worse.
might have started like mine did at the courthouse, but good morning to you.
Well, mine started out with a bang. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just
It's-
kind of sit and wait, I guess.
Okay, let's see. Did I get Miss Gomez? I've got who I think
I did.
probably is your client, maybe. She's logged in as Misty Carter.
Misty Cole, yes, Judge.
Do you know where the Carter?
We addressed this at the last hearing.
Oh, okay.
It's Misty Carter now, or Misty
Okay,
Cole now.
AKA.
Now.
And I think they played it as an AKA. That's right. I just didn't look back. So, okay, so she is present. Do you need to speak with her? We've got others in the breakout room.
Yeah, I might as well, if that's okay.
Okay, let me
Yes,
make sure we got her. Miss Carter, are you logged in? You'll have to unmute for me.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, your attorney wants to speak with you. I'm going to put you all in a room where you can talk privately. So you're going to get a little prompt that says go to room 2 and you can say join.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Judge.
Excuse me.
I guess in my guy, the alleged father, I have a note here that he is incarcerated out of state,
Yep, he's in Indiana.
Indiana. That's going to be a trick. Okay.
Yeah. That's all I know. I can't tell
But
you
he's
anything
just-
else other than
he's
that.
just been alleged at this point. So,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
We're here today for a status hearing. We are conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming. And Ms. Galvan is making our record. All right, we'll take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Jordan Alford is my privacy specialist. We're present ready.
Brianna Gomez on behalf of respondent mother Misty Carter, aka Cole, and we are ready.
Brooks Barfield for alleged father Arthur Brown. I am present and ready. My understanding is Mr. Brown is incarcerated in Indiana, and we are trying to figure out how to make arrangements for the state of Indiana to cooperate with us for him to appear at these hearings. But I am present.
Stacey Zavala on behalf of the boys.
Okay, just looking, it looks like your citation, Mr. Brown got returned unserved.
Yes, ma'am. So he was in a county jail. I believe he's been moved to a state facility now, and we got caught a lot mixed up. Well, we crossed paths of him getting moved and our citation getting there. So
Gotcha. Okay. I just didn't know if it was they were not cooperating or
No, ma'am, I think he was moved from that county, LaGrange County, to the state facility.
Okay. All right, and it looks like we've initiated a certificate of paternity registry search. This was,
On the youngest, I believe it was on Jacob, Your Honor.
yeah, for this, looks like it was the state of Missouri.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Okay, then we're here for our status hearings, so we'll get an update on service plans and where we are with that.
Okay. Chance is still currently on runaway. We had a meeting this morning with the SIs regarding him. We have no update right now. They did find a relative in this area, one of Dad's relatives. They spoke with her. She hasn't heard from him. So they're still just trying to track him down. Mom has been in contact with me about him as well. She reports she hasn't heard from him at all. Cole and Jacob are placed together still. Cole did have an incident last week. He was placed in the psychiatric hospital for suicidal ideation. He was released yesterday and is back at placement. They said yesterday that when he came back to placement, he was very cooperative and they didn't have any issues. Both boys can be pretty explosive. They are struggling with both of them with their behaviors. Cole, they had put in a 14-day discharge on Cole originally. And so we had a new placement for him. Whenever I talked with him about going to that new placement last week, he freaked out, saying that he didn't want to go. He wanted to be with his brother. And previously he had said he thought he would do better separate from his brother. So we didn't move forward with that placement. And he was able to stay where he was. They rescinded the discharge. So there is no current discharge right now, but now Cole is reporting that he does want to be moved again. So we're kind of,
Are they in any kind of, are the boys in any kind of family counseling?
They are not in any family counseling right now. But it's definitely something that they both see the same therapist.
Yeah, well, let's loop it in as quick as we can.
Okay.
And see if we can't identify what, I mean, other than just, you got a 13 and a 14-year-old.
Yeah, and their psychological evaluations did come back. Cole is on one of the DSM-5 diagnosis was autism spectrum, mild to moderate. So I think that could have a lot to do with it as well. Both of them seem lower functioning. Jacobs it came back ruled out, autism spectrum, but still possible. So I'm going to send in a referral to our DID specialist so they can get official testing at the Harris Center for Mental Health.
Okay. Well, I don't see that the sibling counseling can hurt.
Yes. Yeah. I can email them about that right after this hearing.
I mean, obviously we want to keep them together if we can. And unless it just becomes where it's obviously more destructive than it is beneficial, but.
Yes. And their placement has been more than willing to work with both of them. Originally they were kind of ready to get Cole out of there, but once I guess they spoke with both boys about wanting to stay together, they rescinded the discharge. So I know they're willing to work with them, and they've just been having some difficulties with their behaviors.
Okay. What about school? What's their situation in school?
They both attend the same junior high school, 7th and 8th grade. They're doing pretty well in school. No major issues so far. They are behind because they hadn't been in school for 2 years. So they're working on getting caught up.
Do they qualify for any, have they had ARDs? Do they qualify for any accommodations or anything?
I believe their art is scheduled for early next month.
Okay. All right. And nobody's had any contact with Chance?
I have not since he ran on the 14th of October. Mom did report to me that he reached out to a Patrick, which I believe is her ex-boyfriend in Michigan, and he told him that he was okay, but he wouldn't divulge where he was. And that was probably maybe a week or so after he'd run. And I gave that information to the SI as well.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anything else, Ms. Alford?
Mom did sign her plan this morning. I just sent it to be e-filed. So she's already getting things set up, and she's more than willing. She's been very cooperative and willing to work with us. They have visits weekly, virtual right now. We've talked about getting her maybe a bus pass or something to go see the boys down in Houston in person. So we're working on that, but she's been very cooperative, ready to do what she needs to do to get these kiddos home.
Okay.
Ms. Alford, have you been able to mail a copy to Dad? Or
Yes, I did. Once I figured out where he was, I did. Yes.
Okay. All right. And Judge, those were filed on the 30th of October.
Okay. All right. Ms. Gomez.
No further questions from me, Judge.
Okay. Anything to report today?
Other than we signed I believe we've already submitted the order for today. We did sign that, get that sent over in addition to that safety plan this morning. Misty, do you have any additional issues for the court that we did not cover? Did we cover everything that's been covered with you?
I don't have anything to add. Thank you.
Okay.
Misty? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
All right. Mr. Barfield?
Really, I don't really have, I have a question. Jordan, has there been any paternity testing or has any on Mr. Brown, or is there anything to indicate that he's the father since he's alleged in this particular case, other than maybe statements by Ms. Carter?
I don't have any other knowledge besides what Miss Carter has reported.
Okay. And Your Honor, so basically, I think since he's an alleged father, I kind of think that genetic testing might be in order in this case, if we don't have anything else barring that.
I am not aware of anything else. He is alleged as to all three children. We now know where he is. I know he's out of state, but Mr. Trapp, you think we can get that set up?
Sorry. We can definitely work on it, John.
Okay.
That's all I have, Judge.
Okay. All right, then Ms. Zavala.
Okay, I've had some good long conversations with both Jacob and Cole and placement. Screen did something with her. I was able to speak to Cole when he was in the hospital and by himself. And then actually he returned to placement last night, which is when my scheduled video call with Jacob was, so I got to see him again. Both of them were requesting to me contact with other family members. There was something about mom's phone number being changed and making sure that that was updated on the call list. Both of them described wanting to have contact with who they called their stepdad, which I think is this person that you referenced earlier, Patrick, Sierra, Arthur, Hannah, Chase, if he comes back. I'm sorry, Chance, if he comes back. So they both reported really liking school, which is really good. I am glad to hear that there's an ARD set up. I think that's really important that we get that done. I will say that Cole was pretty clear when I talked to him that he would like to to be moved if at all possible. He wants continued contact with Jacob. He wants to be able to have visits with him and to talk to him. But placement also confirmed that they trigger each other a lot. And that while Cole was out, Jacob's behaviors got better. Cole, I talked to him, I said, you know, you're telling me that you really want to stay in the same school. If it came to an option of moving placements and you have to move school too, what do you think of that? And he said, I'd rather move placements. But I think it is really important that we get that ARD done. So if we've got it scheduled, and if there's a way to maintain that placement until we can get that ARD done, I think that would be really helpful. But he is expressing a strong preference to move at this time, as long as he can continue that bond with his brother and family members. And it does seem to be, based on the information I'm getting from placement, that they just really escalate each other's behaviors.
As do lots of siblings.
Yeah.
And you know, do you feel like he really comprehends what, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't realize my video went on. Do you think he really comprehends what that could look like and how far away he might end up being from his brother?
I don't know. I mean, we talked about being away, and he said as long as there were phone calls and video calls and he still got to see his mom, you know, and we didn't specifically talk about the potential of being hours away. I mean, my hope is they could stay in the same region. We seem to have a decent number of placements in that same general area. So I didn't talk to him specifically about that, but we did have a good long talk, and he seemed to be pretty clear about what he thought he needed. I also wanted to check on, is there anything currently set up for speech therapy for Cole?
I will have to follow up on that. I'm not sure.
I think we need to get that set up for him.
Will do.
The other thing I want to make sure, and you've probably already done this, is for the time that he was at the hospital, that the school knows that those absences should be excused.
Yes, I already spoke to them.
I figured you had.
Well, so I agree. The ARD needs to happen. I mean, that I don't want to delay that getting done by just up and moving him. You know, I would like for the sibling therapy to happen a few times before we make any kind of decision like that. If placement is willing to hang on to him for a while, I think that's what we need to do. And explore a little further. And if he continues to maintain that he wants to be separated, then we'll take a look at it. It just seems awfully early in the game to be doing that. I'm assuming, Ms. Gomez, that your client would like to have the children stay together.
Yes, Your Honor, that is my understanding.
Okay. Well, I want to give it a little bit longer, and let's you know, get this ARD done. That'll follow him if we end up having to move him, or if placement discharges on him, you know, we have to. At least that will follow him to his new school. And, you know, let's just let the therapist try to spend some time with them together, and you know, and talking about what that possibly could look like, you know, and that it's not always as easy as it sounds to just pick up the phone and have a visit. So, good.
I do love that for kids that are so far behind in school, they both had very positive attitudes about this particular school. And so I hate to mess that up. You know.
Absolutely.
Yes, they do love school. And I forgot to ask as well if we could order a UA for Miss Carter today.
Okay. Okay, then, Ms. Cole, I am going to order you to go do that drug test today. Do you know where to go?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go be sure you're there before 4 o'clock.
Okay.
So today I'm going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator. And I'm going to continue the voice placements. I will find that there is a continuing danger to return the children home today. And that obviously the department's using reasonable efforts to try to reunify the family. Ms. Cole, I'm going to order your service plan as an order of the court today. So that means it's like any other court order. I expect you to abide by that. And I have to tell you at this point that failure to work your service plan could mean the children don't come home. In worst case, it can mean termination of your parental rights. So nobody wants that to happen. So your service plan is really important. It sounds like you're off to a very good start. And just understand that I'm required to tell you those things.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I will see everybody back for our next review hearing on March 18th of 2025. That'll be a 9 o'clock docket. And would somebody keep me in the loop and let me know if we recover Chance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Then I appreciate everybody and I'll see you back in March.
Thank you.
All right, we are here today on review hearings in both cases. Before we take that up, we'll take announcements, but I do want to address the intervention that's been filed by Ms. Fouts on behalf of Eric and Ashley Parr. All right, and I'll go ahead and announce Mr. Hammonds could not be present today. He's in a different court, but he has filed a little report by email, which I can address when we get to that point, but I'm not expecting him, nor is his client logged in. So, all right, everybody else can go ahead and announce.
Daniel Trow for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Christina Hunter is my permanency specialist. We're present, ready on it.
Brooks Barfield for Tina Martinez. Tina's present. I'm ready. We're ready.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I know you're fine. Maureen Lucero on behalf of the unknown father of Camden Martinez, Your Honor. I'm present, ready.
Leanne Fouts for the interveners. Mr. and Mrs. Pear, we're present and ready.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the children.
Okay. All right. I saw that the intervention had been filed. I don't know if there's been any opposition to that intervention or any motion to strike, but since Ms. Fouts and her client are present today, I think we need to address that to determine whether or not they can participate in today's hearing.
Your Honor, I have filed an answer and I am preparing a motion to strike and quash the intervention as we speak. I will get that filed. I object to the intervention in this particular case strenuously, I don't usually use silly words and adjectives for objections on multiple grounds that I can set forth if need be. So yeah, I would object to them participating at this particular point.
All right. Well, we weren't scheduled today to hear any contested issues regarding the intervention. So, excuse me, Ms. Fouts, until I grant you all leave to intervene, I'll let you all just stay where you are and you can listen in today, but I'm not going to deem you as parties just yet. Looks like we may need to have a special hearing set on that. So as soon as Mr. Barfield gets his pleadings filed, I assume he'll be requesting that.
That's correct.
And I would just ask Mr. Barfield, I apologize, but I haven't seen your answer. So could you just make sure that if it doesn't come through the e-file, that whatever you file is directly emailed to me, because sometimes I have issues with NTS e-filing. It just depends on who your server is. Sometimes NTS will block that e-file. So if you don't mind just emailing it to me directly, I would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Did he not hear?
I'll do that.
Okay. Thank you.
All right then, so, Mr. Trout, who are we gonna get an update from?
Ms. Hunter, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Hunter,
Yes, ma'am. So kids are doing great. As Ms. Fouts stated, Elizabeth is home today. She's got a little bit of a tummy issue going on, but I think it's actually because she's got 3 more teeth coming in. I'm sure Elizabeth nature, she likes to do a lot of things at one time. So otherwise the kids are doing great. Camden was Iron Man for Halloween. I got to see him in his Iron Man costume. It was very cute. The kids are doing well overall. Camden is still engaging in speech services in school, as well as doing his behaviors have gotten better in school as well. Sky is still engaging with ECI for all her services that she needs to be able to improve as well. She did recently have a psychological that was going to be getting done on her. We were just concerned about some developmental issues, and so we just wanted to make sure there was a thorough assessment completed on her. We are still waiting for those results to come back at this point as well.
And your judge, while we're giving an update, as far as the RICO children, dad's paternity testing did come back, that he is the father, so we would need to proceed on the adjudication if we can on that.
okay. That was an issue Mr. Hammonds raised in his email to me, which was he hadn't seen any results yet.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have those been filed?
I think so, but let me check. I'm checking again real quick here.
Yeah, I'm gonna look too.
Yes, ma'am. Looks like they were filed August 1st, I believe, Your Honor.
He was also made aware of the results, Your Honor. I personally told Joe myself while he was incarcerated.
And yes, ma'am, they were filed August 1st.
I'm seeing them. Okay, very good. Okay, anything else from the department or St. Francis?
As far as Mr. Rico is concerned, I've not had any contact with him since he has been out of jail. He did receive 6 years deferred adjudication on September the 16th. I've not heard from him. His PO's not heard from him either. So we're playing his PO and I are playing phone tag with each other. But I did reach out to his attorney as well at the end of October, and he had not heard from Joe either. So we're still trying to make contact with him again. In regards to Tina, I did go out to her home. She does have car seats for the kids. She is working on trying to acquire beds for them. When I last spoke with her at the end of last month, she wasn't certain as to where she was planning on going to work, if she was going to go back to JPS or move forward with Tyson. So she's still trying to get the employment piece figured out. She did get her tickets resolved that she had. And so legally she's clear as far as that part is concerned now. And so she should be able to move forward with obtaining her driver's license.
Okay. Maybe Mr. Barfield knows, but is she going to have all kinds of monetary hurdles on that driver's license? Reinstatement fees and all that?
Yeah, she's obviously she's going to have to pay the DPS is going to require the fees. They're not going to waive anything. So she's obviously going to have to pay whatever fees are necessary to obtain her driver's license.
Okay, I didn't know if she had any surcharges and that kind of stuff.
I don't know an exact number today, Your Honor, on that. I'm sure Tina can get that to me.
Okay, Ms. Martinez, do you know about that yet?
No, ma'am. I had went up there and they told me that I have to take, since I'm only 18, that I have to take a 6-hour course for $150 and then a $40 one for an hour.
Okay. All right. And then you can get your driver's license?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, maybe this is a program they've got in lieu of some of those surcharges. I don't know. Haven't looked into any of that stuff in a long time. Okay.
And Judge, I think we'd like to go ahead and get a mediation order on this case, to see exactly where we're going and how we're going.
Sure. Yep. It would fall under our standing order anyway. So y'all want an attorney mediator?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, we will see who that's going to be. Miss Katie also, I think, put in the chat about a hearing on the intervention. She said December 3rd or 5th at 9 o'clock. So if everybody wants to look at that, and you can weigh in on the chat, or you can just chime in here, see if we can't get that scheduled.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
December 3rd would work for me. I can move some things around in the morning at 9 o'clock. I just can't do the 5th.
Okay.
I'm subject to a jury trial on the 3rd. Right now I'm set number 5. It's criminal trial, so we know how criminal trials work. So
Yeah.
right now I appear, and then I have a Perez Crowell bench trial that we have that set at 9 that morning on the 3rd.
Okay. Well, let's, Ms. Lucero said the 3rd could work for her.
Works for us too, Your Honor. It could.
We'll set it on the 3rd, obviously subject to your jury trial, Mr. Barfield, if, you know.
Yeah, and the bench trial, I don't know if this bench trial's in front of you or it's Armstrong County case. I always get confused.
No,
So
it'll be me.
that's what I thought. So
yeah.
we have that on our, but it looks like we're scheduled. Yeah. So that's what I've got.
The docket's set at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
I can't tell you exactly the time slot. That final will likely be at the end of the docket, you know.
Okay.
And Judge, 3rd and 5th, I'm with you that day anyway, so we're good on that one.
Okay. So, Ms. Katie, can we just go ahead and set this hearing on the intervention first on the docket that day?
Yes, and I'll have to verify with Mr. Hammonds too.
Yeah, we will have to check with him. So, okay. Everybody know that we're trying real hard for the 3rd, and we will likely try to set it first so that Ms. Fouch, you'll know exactly kind of what you're dealing with time wise, and then everybody else will too. So
thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
So we're taking care of house carrying business. I need to make sure of the email of Ms. Fouts is correct that we have, so I can email her what she requested before, and then well, we can do that at the end of the hearing, Judge. I'll just do that.
Ms. Fouts can put it in the chat for
That'll
you.
work. That'll work. Thank you.
Let's just do that. Okay. All right, then, Mr. Barfield, anything on behalf of Ms. Martinez today?
No, other than I believe she's worked, I guess, most of all her services, and obviously we will deal with the intervention later. I don't know that we have anything for today's hearing necessarily. Tina, do you have anything that you at this particular point that you need addressed?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, then, Mr. Hammonds hadn't had contact. Essentially, he hadn't seen about the genetic testing results, but so we've got that back. If somebody doesn't mind, probably Daniel, if you don't mind, shoot him an email. It just says we got those back. He may have just missed them in the e-filing or something.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, then, Ms. Zavala. Or excuse me, Ms. Lucero. My apologies.
Oh, you're fine. Your Honor, I don't have anything. I don't have any additional information for any unknown father, but if a name comes across, if folks will let me know, I would appreciate it.
Okay. All right, Ms. Zavala, sorry.
Your Honor, I'd like to get a little clarification on visitation. My notes were saying that Mom may have missed a month's worth of visits, or I'm just a little unclear on what the visit situation is. So I guess that question is from a center.
Sorry, I just didn't want to speak out of turn. So visitation is still set up for weekly. Unfortunately, Tina has missed several visits in a row due to not having transportation. We put in transportation requests for St. Francis to try to aid in getting her to visitations and back, but as we've stated before, it's never guaranteed. And it has been discussed with Tina multiple times to have that backup plan. When I spoke with her like I said, at the end of October, I kind of asked like what was going on, why she hadn't been having a backup plan. And essentially I'm hoping we kind of came to a resolution. But at this point it's still unclear. So, but I'm hoping that moving forward, she will be able to be more consistent because I think she missed four out of 5 visits, from the beginning of October until the first week of November.
Your Honor, just as to the kids, they are doing very, very well in placement. I've got no concerns about that. I know that I missed the last hearing, but it just kind of feels like there hasn't been much forward progress in getting mom ready to have the kids home since the last hearing, and that's my biggest concern. But I have no concerns about placement at this time.
Well, Stacy, in regards to just so since Tina's on here, what is your suggestion? What do you think needs to occur to move that forward? I'm just asking for your opinion.
Just in reading the reports, it sounds like we don't have clarification on living arrangements, and I think we've got to get that pinned down before we can even work towards that. I was concerned that it said that she didn't know how to work the car seats, but again, that seems like an easy fix. There just seems to be the job issue is up in the air. Who's going to care for the kids if they were to come home? It just feels to me like we're at the exact same spot of not knowing what, I mean, those they seem like pretty easy, transportation, employment, where she's living, who's going to care for the kids. And it feels like to me like we're in the same spot that we were back in the summer, and that there hasn't been any progress in any of those things, but I may be wrong.
Okay, well, I'll get Tina in and we'll see if we can shore that stuff up. Thank you.
Okay.
Judge, real quick on a couple of those, if I could call Ms. Martinez and ask her a few questions, and maybe I'll ask some answers on some of those and see where she is.
Okay, that'd be fine. Ms. Martinez, if you can unmute for me and raise your right hand for me. So you may proceed, Mr. Trout.
Thank you, Honor. Ms. Martinez, as to if the children were to come home right now, have you worked on getting child care or see who would care for the children while you're working?
Yes, sir. Christina had told me about CCMS, and I had turned the papers in, and they had already gave me a call back, but I didn't have the kids.
Okay, so that is a situation. Do you have a named daycare somewhere yet, or do you have to have the kids before that happens?
No, I have a daycare that I want them to go to.
Okay, and that one's under the program?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they would just be waiting on the children to be placed back with you in order to get that set up, finished up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Employment, where you stand on that right now?
Well, right now they had discharged me from JBS because I had split my disc and have a fractured L4 and an L5. Sure. Right now, I currently am going to therapy for it to gain muscles back into my back, on my lower back.
But as far as you were released, so right now you're unemployed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you looking elsewhere, applying, or you have to get this taken care of first? Where do we see?
No, they have they told me I could go back to work, and I'm trying to transfer from JBS to Tyson instead of driving all the way to JBS, and I can just go to Tyson closer to Amarillo.
Okay. Now you say you're wanting to do that and looking into it. Have you put in the paperwork? Where are we in that process, or is that just something you're thinking?
No, I have already put in the paperwork, and I have the emails and everything. I'm just waiting for a call back for JBS to transfer my stuff to Tyson.
Okay. Do you have any idea when a start date or anything like that would be?
No, sir.
Okay. Once you do that, please give Ms. Hunter the information of when your start date is, your pay stubs, all your information once your job starts back up.
Yes, sir.
As to furniture for the kids, the beds, that sort of stuff, where do you stand on getting all of that?
I have the car seats, and this week or next week I do have a shipment coming in for bunk beds and a crib for Elizabeth.
Okay. Where you're still living in the same apartment?
The same house, yes, sir.
Okay. And who is living there at this time? I know we had some people move in and out, so where are we on living arrangements right now?
Right now, my name's on the lease, but my uncle he comes and visits because like before this whole case started, I said I did not want to live by myself. But once my kids come back, he does have a house and everything. He does not permanently live here. Like his stuff's here, but he does not I don't know, like my name's on the lease, but he comes and goes. But he has his own house.
Now you said he comes and goes. How often in a 7-day week? How many times does he stay there?
Like 3 or 4.
Okay, so majority of the time.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And the reason being is because I have messages that Joe has tried to reach out to me through his mom and stuff, but from when this case started, I've already said I never wanted to live by myself.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know where Joe is right now?
The last that I heard was he was living with his mom.
Okay. Do you have good numbers for him?
I don't. I have no contact with him.
Okay. When was the last time you personally had contact with him?
The August 20 of last year when he got shot.
Okay.
It was August 3rd or 7th.
Do what?
I said it was like August when he got shot, the 7th or 8th.
Okay.
Whenever he got shot.
You're still working with the low offenders?
Yes, sir.
And all of that's still going well?
Yes, actually, I go and see her today.
Okay. So you're willing to continue to go see her till we kind of get done with this case?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And are you receptive to it? Are you learning stuff from it? Are you making headway on stuff?
Yes, I currently right now we do parenting, and me and her have a notebook that we written down my plan for when the kids come home, and the notebook that I do have is a parenting notebook that I read every day, and I have sticky notes all out of it, what I've learned and everything.
Okay. All right. But that is something you go weekly?
Yes, sir. Every Tuesday from 1 to 2.
Okay. All right. I believe that's all the questions I have right now, Your Honor. If Mr. Barfield or Ms. Zavala have anything else on that?
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
Just briefly, Your Honor. Tina, now, other than meeting with your counselor, have you completed all your services?
Yes, sir. When they added the last hearing with my parenting, I do parenting with counseling.
Okay. All right. Okay. I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions for Ms. Martinez?
No, Your Honor.
Not at this time.
All right.
So I do have one more question, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Ms. Martinez, as to the we discussed your driver's license situation earlier. Do you know, you said you had $150 class and then a $40 class to take?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what else monetary wise that's going to come up on that? Do you have any other surcharges or anything, or is it just those 2 classes then getting your license?
It's just them 2 classes and then getting my license. The 6-hour one is it's like a test that I have to answer questions at the end. And then since I'm 18, the hour one is like the signs and all of that.
Okay, so it's not classes for your tickets and stuff. This is classes to take your driver's license test is what you're talking about.
Yes, sir. I don't have no more tickets.
Okay. Fines and surcharges, everything on that's taken care of.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you set up a time to take these classes? Have you got that scheduled?
I've been told me to get a book. So I've been reading on the book, and then I'm going to take the 6-hour one, and then I'm going to take the hour one.
Okay. So with the book, you're taking the study courses for?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Does anybody have any other questions for Ms. Martinez?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Anybody else have anything to report today?
Nothing to report, Judge. I would ask after this hearing if Tina and I could go in a breakout room and then we can just leave the meeting from there.
Sure. Be happy to.
Yeah.
Okay. And Mr. Barfield, did you see Ms. Fout's email address in her?
I did.
Okay. Very good.
Judge, one question, Ms. Martinez, is to her living situation. One more, I forgot. Ms. Martinez, you said you're on the lease, your uncle kind of stays with you. Are you paying the rent? You're not working right now. Are you paying the rent or is he paying the rent?
He's paying it right now because I'm not working. But when I was working at JBS, I was paying the rent.
Okay, were you paying it in full by yourself?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. But currently for the last, couple of months?
For like the last, yeah.
Okay. When did you hurt your back and are out of work? How long has that been?
Like a month and a half too. I have the papers on it because they had prescribed me medicines and I get refills on them.
Okay. Have you let Miss Hunter know about this? Has she sent the paperwork on medications you're on and all of that?
I have the first one when I went to the hospital. When I got her, I sent them to her, but the other ones I haven't, but I can.
Okay. Yeah, if you would get that to her, because if you test and something pops up, we need to know about it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I do believe that's all, Your Honor. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. All right then. For today, I'm going to, of course, we're set to hear this intervention on December 3rd. Hopefully right at 9 o'clock. So we'll try to make that the first thing on the docket that day. We'll check with Mr. Hammonds, make sure that's going to work. I am going to order you all additionally to go to mediation before January 20th of 2025. It looks like Chris Rampelmeyer will be your mediator. So you'll have to get that scheduled with him. Obviously, if y'all start getting that, I just as soon you start trying to get that scheduled with him. Keep Ms. Fouts in that loop just in the event she is, granted leave as a party, or her clients are granted leave as a party. She can always take it off her calendar if for some reason that motion to strike, is successful. But we all know Chris is a busy guy, so I would love for you all to start trying to circulate dates on that. Okay, I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator and continue the children's current placements. I'll find that there's a continuing danger to return the children home today. The department will continue to use reasonable efforts to reunify the family. And I'll see everybody back for our trial, which is scheduled for February 4th of 2025, and that'll be on a 9 o'clock docket.
And Judge, I may have not heard you. Did we adjudicate Mr. Rico?
Oh, I didn't address it today. I'm sorry. We can, even though Mr. Hammonds isn't present. My apologies. Based on the genetic testing that's been conducted, I will adjudicate Joe Rico as the father and establish the parent-child relationship between him and each child. When you shoot Mr. Hammonds that email about genetic testing, you might let him know too. I've gone ahead and adjudicated his client.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you for reminding me. I apologize. I meant to do that and got sidetracked. So, okay. Thank you all so much, and everybody have a good rest of your hearing. We're conducting this by Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We are live streaming, and Ms. Galvan is making our record this morning. All right. We'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We're present, ready, Your Honor.
Morning, Lucero, on behalf of the mother, Dolores Luna, Your Honor. We're present and ready, and we have an agreement, I believe.
Tracy Riley appearing on behalf of the father, Jeremy Alonzo, and he is present. We are both ready, and I believe we have an agreement as well, Your Honor.
Stacey Zavala on behalf of the children.
Okay, thank y'all. All right then, Ms. Lucero or Ms. Riley, do one of the two of you wish to announce what you think y'all have agreed to?
Your Honor, on behalf of Ms. Luna, she has agreed for the department to be named temporary managing conservator, and she has agreed to work services. And of course, she wants, it's my understanding that the children are placed with her mother. And so, but she does want continued visitation with the children. I'm not sure exactly what that visitation is at this time.
Okay, we can talk about that here in just a minute.
The same is true, Your Honor, of Mr. Alonso. He would very much like to get his children back at this point in time, but he recognizes there are some issues. So he's agreed to the department being named or continuing to be named temporary managing conservator. He'll engage in services and wants to work as much as possible to get as much visitation as possible and get his kids back as soon as he can.
Okay. All right, Mr. Trout, is the department agreeable to waive child support and medical support in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Riley, have you discussed with your client about paternity issues at this point in time?
I have not had time, Judge. We didn't have time in just the brief time that we checked out to talk about that. And I don't know how quickly we'll be able to do that. His phone is currently still not working. If you can put us in a breakout room after this session, after the hearing's done, that might be the easiest way to just go ahead and talk about it.
Sure.
If that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. We can just table it till we come back at our status hearing, just so that you've got ample time to talk to him about those issues.
Great.
So, excuse me. All right, then, Mr. Trout, does this all sound agreeable to the department?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor. I would ask if we can put Ms. Sadie on as far as, I think they mentioned visitations, see where we are on visitations and what we're looking at on that. I know we had some drug screens that were kind of concerning, so I want to make sure as far as maybe getting a clean UA before in-persons if they're not happening right now already.
Right. Okay, Ms. Cedillo, what are we doing right at the moment?
From my understanding, the parents have already had their initial visitation. And we haven't had any issues with that, at least from what has been reported to me.
Ms. Adia, have parents, since your drug screens that they did during the investigation stage, or original investigation, have they screened for you anymore? Have you asked them?
Not since the initial investigation, no.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, as to visitation, I don't mind I don't have a problem with virtual visits at this time. We did have, like I said, concerning methamphetamine use, so we would ask for clean UA just to keep from any type of transference before the in-person visits continue.
Okay, so the children are placed with maternal grandmother?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's here locally?
Yes, ma'am. My understanding.
Okay. All right, so children are very young. So Ms. Luna and Mr. Alonso, here's the problem. I mean, you all both tested at fairly high levels for a methamphetamine, and methamphetamine can be transferred skin to skin. And it's particularly dangerous to, these ages of children. What I really would like to do is I'm happy for you all to have virtual visitation with the children. In other words, you can see them on video until we get negative UAs on you because of that health concern. I mean, it's not meant to punish you all. It's just to protect the health of the children. So, I know that seems hard, but it is for the health and safety of the child and children. So yes, ma'am, Miss Luna, you'll have to unmute.
Yes, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you. Yes, that's understandable. So, we have one set up for next week. And I mean, when would we be able to take a drug test? Maybe before that, so that we could. Oh no, it's not for next week. It's for this week, actually. I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, but if we were to be tested, we were to come out negative anyway. So, would that be changed to virtual, or how's that going to work?
What I'd like to do for your visit this week is have that set virtually. And I know it's really difficult with a 1 and a 2-year-old, but we can go ahead and send them to do UAs.
Yeah, because if we would have had UAs by now already, we would have been able to have this visit this week because we would have came out negative. So, I mean, I know it's too late for that, but
it is for this week, but it may not be for next. So let's go ahead. I'll order you to both go do that today before 4 o'clock. Do y'all have transportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So do you know where to go for those drug screens?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Be there before 4 o'clock today for a UA, and I'll make sure that the Ms. Carthel or whoever the department's going to be responsible to have the paperwork out there so that they can get the screens done. And, as soon as we've got the negative UAs, then I don't mind the face-to-face visits resuming. And as long as they stay negative, understand if we get positive screens at some other point in time in the case, it's very likely going to happen that you're going to lose your in-person visits. I'm very happy that the children are with family. That makes things a lot easier moving forward. But I do want you all to understand, just because they're placed with family, that doesn't mean you can pop in whenever you want and see the kids.
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't want to put your mother in that position, because if she breaks the rules, the effect of that is likely the children get moved and they may end up in a foster home somewhere. Okay. So let's keep them with family. Everybody be respectful of the rules and the parameters. And, you all start working your services and, we'll increase your visits if you're doing well with things and getting these things done. And so, it's just easier to color within the lines on this deal.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Yes, sir. Did you have a question, Mr. Alonso?
Oh, no, ma'am. I was just saying yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with what you were saying.
Okay. So I will find the evidence. Well, let me ask real quick. Ms. Zavala, I haven't heard from you. And just so the parents understand, Ms. Zavala is your children's attorney. And so she will be, keeping an eye on the kids and what's in their best interest. So every hearing you'll hear me ask for a report from her. So Ms. Zavala, is this an agreement that you are comfortable with?
Yes, Your Honor. And I have spoken with placement. I'll be out to visit with the kids, I believe, tomorrow. And the kids are doing well. This probably does not matter at all for today, but just to prevent confusion in the future, I understand placement is a maternal aunt. They do call her grandma. So she is in that grandma type role, but it's my understanding she is actually an aunt. But yes, I do believe that this agreement is in the children's best interest.
All right, then I do find the evidence is sufficient to name the Department of Family and Protective Services as the temporary managing conservator of the children. And will find that there would be a continuing danger to return the children home today. We will continue the current placement with the relative. I will expect the department to use reasonable efforts to reunify the family. And I will suspend any in-person visits until parents have negative UA drug screens, at which time they give those, they can return to in-person visits as so long as those tests stay negative. And I will see everybody back for our status hearing on December 17th of 2024, and that'll be on a 9 o'clock docket. Between now and then, these folks are going to sit down with you all and they'll talk to you about what kind of classes and things they're going to want you to do. And what all you need to do to stay in compliance with your services and with this court. So they'll talk to you more about that. We will discuss some of that at our next hearing, but you all can get started on your services just as quick as you can, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I appreciate you cooperating with us, and stay in close contact with your lawyers. If you have a change of phone number or something like that, be sure and let them know. Let your caseworker know, let your lawyers know, because they need to be able to reach you.
I don't know if this matters, but I just wanted to mention too that I did start drug court too for probation. So that is one thing that will be helping me.
Okay. Is that through Potter or Randall County?
It's through Potter.
Okay. Is Judge Board your judge?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And he's awesome.
I saw that in the affidavit. And so I encourage you to work that program hard. It's a great program, and you're right. He is awesome at what he does. He runs a terrific program. Take advantage of that. And that will just help you here. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Judge, real quick, I just want to make sure, Maria or Madison, which one will you be sending the paperwork? I want y'all to make sure you're on the same page to the drug screens today.
I don't mind taking care of that. I can do that right now.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Then I'll see everybody back December 17th.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank y'all very much. We are here
Thank you,
set
Maria,
for
Madison.
our final hearing. We are conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We are also live streaming, and Ms. Galvan is making our record today. Okay, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trow for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We're present, ready, Your Honor.
Natalie, we couldn't hear you.
Natalie Archer for the mother, Nikki Sweezy also goes by Deanne Reyes.
Maureen Lucero as guardian ad litem for Miss Sweezy, also known as Miss Reyes, Your Honor.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the child.
All right. All right, so the mother, Ms. Reyes, is not present, nor is Mr. Arredondo Jr. Anybody expecting them to be here today?
Your Honor, I have sent my client the link, but I have not had communication with her.
Right. Okay, then, Mr. Trout, how many witnesses do you have today?
2, Your Honor. Mr. Flores and Ms. Lawrence.
Okay, and Ms. Archer, you have any other witnesses today?
No, I do not.
Ms. Lucero?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Zavala?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then let's go ahead and swear in both of the department's witnesses. If you will each raise your right hands for me.
Yes, I am.
And how are you familiar with that case?
I was the investigator first assigned to the case.
Okay. And how did the department become involved in this case?
We received a call from law enforcement requesting immediate assistance due to the arrest of the mom, which was Deanna Reyes, and the child being at the hospital to be looked over.
Okay. And in your first steps of the case, where did you first go? Who did you meet with?
I met with law enforcement at the hospital.
Okay. And was the child at the hospital at that time?
Correct.
Okay. And how was the child doing?
The child appeared to be well. He appeared to be healthy. He didn't have any clothes on. He was just covered with a adult size t-shirt. That was it.
And you stated mom had been arrested?
Mom had been arrested for assaulting one of the officers that had responded. They had gotten a call to do a welfare check on a lady that was walking by the interstate highway with a child.
Okay. Were you able to get to the jail to meet with mom?
I went to the jail the same evening to go speak with mom. I was unable to speak with mom though.
Okay. Were you eventually able to speak with mom at jail?
Yes, I was able to speak with mom the following day.
Okay. And you asked for an exigent removal due to mom being in jail. And did you know who the father was at that time?
We didn't have any information for any family members because mom was in jail and she declined to meet with us that evening.
Okay. Did you know at the time, was mom from here? Did she have family, or did you know any of that information at the time?
We didn't know any of that information upon immediate removal, no.
Okay. Once you got to the jail and were able to speak with mom, did you provide mom with the information?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And you notified her that child had been removed?
Correct, yes.
And did mom state anything about that? What was mom's reaction?
I don't understand the question.
I'm sorry. When you advised mom of the removal, what was mom's reaction? Did she make any statements to you?
She was trying to explain why she was traveling, why she was hitchhiking. She was very, I don't know how to describe it, but whenever we were speaking, she was just very emotional and was crying and yelling and shouting and had actually made her balled her hands into a fist and would just shout and yell at me things like that.
Okay. During your meeting at that time, did mom state to you who possible father was?
She mentioned that male by the name of Pedro Arredondo was the father of the child.
Okay. And did she have any contact information for him or tell you how to be able to get in touch with him?
All she knew was that he may be in Miami, Florida, or in Florida, but she did not have any contact information for him.
Okay. Did mom tell you where she was from or where she was coming from?
She indicated that she was coming from Oklahoma. She indicated she was coming from several places, but then ultimately she was coming from Oklahoma and she was leaving a domestic violent relationship in Oklahoma.
Okay. Did mom state, has she ever been reported or diagnosed with any mental health issues?
Yes, she did mention that she had been diagnosed with mental health issues.
Did she state what mental health issues she'd been diagnosed with?
She did. She indicated that she had, give me a second, let me look at my notes. I remember one of them being dissociative personality disorder, something like that. But she corrected it and said that it was associative because she could handle each one of them and they wouldn't interfere with her functioning.
Okay. Did she state whether she had any PTSD?
She indicated PTSD, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia.
Okay. Did mom state whether she was being treated for it or not?
She indicated that she was being treated, but she had not been taking her medicine.
Okay. Did she state that she would like to get back on her medication?
She indicated that the medication lithium was functioning for her, and she did ask to be placed back on lithium.
Okay. Did mom state whether she had any prior history anywhere?
She indicated that there was a prior CPS history, I believe, in Colorado, and that she had some prior criminal history as well for assaulting officers in the past as well.
Okay. Did she state whether she had custody of any of her other children, or was this the only child she had in her possession at the time?
This was the only child that she had custody of. She did mention that the CPS involvement she had in Colorado, her child Liam, her older child Liam, had been taken by or was in the custody of the state.
Okay. And did she state, as far as family connections, did she want you talking to any family at the time?
She only wanted me to talk to her adult daughter, Ella, I believe, but she didn't have any contact information or phone numbers. She did not want me to talk to her mom, Laura Thompson.
Okay. So, child was at the hospital. Did the child go into any foster care while you were still on the case, or was it in the hospital the whole time?
No, child went into foster care.
Okay. But we didn't place with any family because we didn't have anybody in state?
Correct.
And she did not want you talking to grandmother or placing child with grandmother?
Correct.
Okay. Were you ever able, you were never able to talk to the alleged dad, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. During your time on the case, mom was in Potter County Jail when you first met with her. Did she ever get out of Potter County while you were still on the case?
Yes, so she had been she was bonded out, or she received a bond.
Okay.
I believe she had been released on the 8th of August, which I think the removal occurred on August the 6th.
Okay. And then where did mom go from there?
Mom was actually arrested the same day that she was bonded out for a public intoxication, I believe.
Okay. And was that in Potter or Randall County?
That, I believe, was in Potter County as well. Then she was released on the 12th and then arrested. I'm sorry. Then she was arrested again on the 12th and then on the 13th.
Okay. So in your time on the case, total, did mom have 3 arrests?
So it would have been whenever I first got the case, and then the same day that she was released the first time, the 12th, yes, 4 arrests.
Okay. So it was, at this time, you believed it was in the best interest of the child, due to mom's multiple incarcerations within that week or so, to remove the child. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. When was your last contact with mom?
I don't believe I saw mom again after the 7th of August, the day after the removal.
Okay, all right. Do you know once she was released from jail in Potter, Randall County, do you know where she went?
I did not.
Okay, all right. But due to that and not having any family connections in the state of Texas, it was in the best interest to remove the child and for the department to have TMC.
That is correct.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Archer?
You mentioned that when the child was found, she was wearing a t-shirt, right?
Yes, he was wearing the t-shirt.
Was he clean?
Officers indicated he was clean when they first made contact, and at the hospital he was clean as well.
And did he have fresh diapers?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
Okay. Ms. Lucero, any questions?
Just a couple, Your Honor. Mr. Flores, so you saw the child yourself at the hospital?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And I know you stated the child was clean. Was there any bruising or anything like that on the child that you noticed?
No concerning marks or bruises on the child.
Okay. So the hospital felt that it was okay to discharge the child, as far as you know?
The hospital decided to go ahead and keep him for observation overnight or for a couple of days. I don't remember how long they kept him, but they did say that he appeared to be fine, but they wanted to keep him overnight for observation.
And then you stated they released him within 1 or 2 days, right?
Correct.
I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Vala?
I have no questions, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Trout?
No further questions, this witness, Your Honor.
All right. Is Mr. Flores free to go at this time? Anybody have anything further for him?
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, then, Mr. Flores, thank you very much for your time. You're free to go on about your day activity.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Trout, you can call your next witness.
I call Abigail Lawrence, Your Honor. And are you the permanency specialist on this case?
Yes, I am.
And have you been the permanency specialist the whole case?
Yes, I have.
Okay. We'll start out talking about Dad. When was your last contact with Dad?
I talked to him last at the end of October, letting him know that our final had been reset for today.
And did you send him the links?
Yep. Yes, sir.
What was your conversation with him? What did he say?
That particular day, he didn't have a lot to say. He said that he was having a headache, trying to pull together this new project he was undergoing. He told me that he is a partner in part ownership of a bar and lounge in Miami now. And so he was working on getting things set up for that. And like I said, he just didn't have a lot to say that day.
Okay. Did Dad was aware of the removal?
Yes.
And he actually participated in a hearing, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. He did paternity testing for us?
Yes, he did.
And he was found to be the father?
Yes.
Okay. And he was adjudicated?
Yes.
Okay. Did you receive what I sent out, the exhibits?
Yes.
Okay. And I just sent a new email right before we started. Did you get that one?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you receive exhibit number 3?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And what is exhibit number 3? Can you tell me what that is?
That is the status hearing order, a certified copy.
And is it marked that alleged at the time Pedro Arredondo was present?
Yes.
And we also ordered, that is the hearing we ordered paternity testing?
Yes, sir.
Were family plans of service also ordered at that time?
Yes, they were.
Your Honor, I'd ask to admit exhibit number 3. It's the certified copy of the status hearing order from this court that was testified to.
Any objection?
No objection.
No objection. All right, petitioner's exhibit 3 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Lawrence, do you put together family plans of service?
Yes.
And can you tell me what family plans of service are?
A family plan of service is something that we compile with the parents with the goal of mitigating the reasons for removal. And so those services will be tailored to the reasons for removal and hopefully help the parents work on what needs to be worked on to move forward and regain custody of their children.
Okay. And was that was done in this case?
Yes.
Okay. And as you just testified, they were made in order of the court at the status hearing?
Yes.
Did you receive what I sent out, exhibits number 1 and 2?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And can you tell me what those are?
Exhibit number 1 is the e-filed family plan of service for Nikki Sweezy.
Okay.
And exhibit number 2 is the e-filed family plan of service for Pedro Arredondo.
Okay. And were these gone over with the parents?
Yes.
Okay. Were they sent to the parents?
Yes, they were.
Okay. And did both parents sign them?
Yes, they did.
Okay. And these were both filed with the court, is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd ask to admit exhibits number 1 and 2. They're the certified copies of family plans of service for both parents.
No objection.
No objection.
No objection. All right, petitioner's exhibits 1 and 2 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, as far as Dad, Ms. Lawrence, has Dad worked any services?
No, he has not.
Have you attempted to get up with him monthly to try to set up services?
Yes, sir.
How has your contact with Dad been?
Throughout the life of this case, it's been very off and on. At the beginning of the case, it did seem like Dad was motivated and willing to work with the department and start services. However, there's been a multitude of reasons as to why I guess that hasn't happened. So yes, I would say just overall very hit or miss. I never know where he is.
Okay. Do you know, is Dad homeless?
I'm unsure at this time if he is. There was a stint of time in this case he was voluntarily staying at a homeless shelter. It was back in January of this year that he was doing that. But I don't know where he's living now.
He is not giving you, in your last few conversations, he has not told you where he's living or an address?
No, he is not.
Okay. Do you usually communicate with him through phone calls, text message, emails? How do you normally get in touch with him?
Yes, typically phone calls, text messages, and then I would attempt to set up a virtual visit with him monthly, and I was only able to successfully set that up once at the beginning of the case.
Okay. So you have not, even on computer screen, you have not seen Dad's face but one time?
Correct.
Okay. The child's been in care longer than 6 months?
Yes, sir.
And you're not sure where Dad's living or if he's homeless?
Correct.
Do you know whether, has Dad sent you any pay stubs from a job or anything like that?
No, he has not.
Okay. Now you stated that he claims to be a part owner in a bar in Miami. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And has he sent you any documentation verifying that?
No, he is not. And I did my own research and I could not find the name of this bar anywhere in Miami, Florida,
okay,
or Florida in general. I couldn't find it.
Okay. So you're not sure, do you know whether Dad is able to provide for this child at this time?
No, I do not.
Even the essentials or a roof overhead, you're not sure if he can do that?
Correct.
Okay. In your last contact, when you let him know the final hearing had been reset, did he state whether he was going to try to join or did he just say, okay?
I didn't receive a response. Well, oh, no, I'm sorry. That was today. in October when I told him about the hearing. It seemed like he had planned to hop on at that time, but again, I mean, this is the same things he's told me for over a year, so.
Okay. And did you try to get in touch with him this morning?
I did.
Okay. Have you received response on that?
I have not.
Okay. At this time, well, where is the child placed?
He's placed in a foster home in Farwell, Texas.
And child doing well?
Yes, he's doing very well.
Child thriving?
Yes, sir.
Hitting all marks?
Yes, he walked a little bit later than, I guess what is typical. So he is an ECI, receiving PT services. But with the help of that intervention, I mean, he's hitting all the marks he should be.
Okay. Any concerns in placement? But child's been there the whole time?
Child has not been at this placement the whole time. He was moved to this placement February of this year.
Okay. But everything is going well at this time?
Yes.
Or if the child is available to adopt, is placement adoption motivated?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Do you believe, based on the testimony and your work on this case, do you believe it's in the best interest at this time to terminate the parental rights of the dad, Pedro Arredondo?
Yes, I do.
And is that based upon failure to work services?
Yes.
And also, has dad visited with the child?
No, he is not.
Has he had any visits throughout the life of this case?
He has not.
Does dad reach out and ask to set up visits or inquire about how the child, or if he can get visits set up?
He has in the past, and he has requested pictures, which he has received. We were asking that he show some motivation with the services and, even just go and drug screen, and we'll get some visits set up just to show that he's serious about this. And he refused.
Okay. You said early on, how long ago was that he asked that for a visit or to try to set something up?
I don't know the exact date. He has asked for pictures, from the beginning, and last month he asked me for pictures as well. So it's not continuous. And I've been very clear with letting him know that we are motivated to get visitation set up between him and Leo. If he can, like I said, just show some progress. And he did not do that.
Okay. But he has not tried, other than pictures, he has not tried to maintain a relationship or start a relationship with the child?
No, sir.
And do you believe it's in the best interest of Leo also to terminate the parental rights as to dad based upon constructive abandonment at this time?
Yes, sir.
And you believe that's in the best interest of the child?
Yes, I do.
Mom, when was your last contact with mom?
I last had contact with mom. Sorry, I have a little timeline here. In July of 2024.
Okay, that was your last contact with her?
With mom specifically.
Okay. And where was mom at that time?
At the beginning of July, she was at her mother's home in Oklahoma.
Okay. Now, you've been on this case since the beginning of the case. Walk us through how you worked the case in regards to mom. Where was mom when you first got the case?
When I first got the case, mom was in jail.
Okay. And then she was released, and where did she go from there?
She was arrested a couple of times. When she was released, she had called a friend from San Antonio to come and pick her up in Amarillo, and he did, and he brought her back to San Antonio.
Okay. Were you able to make contact with mom in San Antonio?
Yes.
Okay. And where was she at that point?
At that point, she was living with her friend in San Antonio. Then she was at a treatment center where she voluntarily discharged herself, and she was sent to Haven for Hope homeless shelter in San Antonio. And when she left the homeless shelter, I'm not sure who she was living with at that time. However, she was in a home. I saw her on video. And she said she didn't have any rent or bills as long as she kept up with the house, pretty much.
Okay. And you stated she was in a couple of treatment centers. Were those mental health treatment centers?
Yes.
Okay. And you said mom voluntarily discharged herself from there?
Yes.
Did you, at that time, did you have any conversations with mom about her mental health and any diagnosis?
Yes.
Okay. And what did mom tell you about that and what she was in the treatment center for?
The same thing that was reported, that she had the PTSD, bipolar and schizophrenia, and she was motivated to get back on medication and get back on the right track.
Okay. Where did she go from there? Excuse me, let me back up. She was motivated to get help. Was she compliant with her medication? Did she tell you at that time?
No, she didn't tell me at that time. She had told me that she was set up to receive the medication, but I'm unsure if she was being consistent with it.
Okay. Do you even know if she even received it?
I do not know that for sure.
Where did mom go from there?
From there, she was, so that was September of 2023. By October, I had no contact with her and was told that that she was back on the streets in San Antonio.
Okay. When did you regain contact with mom?
I regained contact with mom in March of 2024 when her mother drove to San Antonio to pick her up and brought her back to Oklahoma.
Okay. So there was about a 5-month gap where you didn't know where mom was?
Correct.
During that time, did mom set up any services while in San Antonio?
Yes, she was set up for services in San Antonio.
Did she start working any?
She did not.
Okay. Was she having any visitations with the child at that time?
She was not at that time.
Okay. Did she reach out to you at that time to try to get visitations?
No, she did not.
Once she was back in Oklahoma, you said maternal grandmother went and picked her up?
Yes.
Okay. And this is the same grandmother that during investigation she did not want us talking to, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Where did it go once she was with maternal grandmother?
Once she was back in Oklahoma, so that like I said, started in March. April, May, and June, things were going good. We had her set up with services down there. She was working the program. It seemed like her and her mother, were very supportive of each other, and it seemed like a good situation, and she was going to be able to get some of these services accomplished.
Okay. Did she start working on those services?
Yes, she did.
Okay. Which ones did she work on? Did she complete any?
She did not complete any. She was receiving mental health treatment through Red Rock Counseling. So that was her individual counseling. We hadn't got set up with the psychosocial at that time. She had started a domestic violence support group down there. She was, drug screening for the department. She was set up with the psychological. However, with her name, that's kind of was an issue at that time, just between what we had as Deanne Reyes and Nikki Sweezy. And but those were the services she was working on. And she was doing visits.
And she was doing visits. Okay. Mm-hmm. When did visits stop? When did they fall off?
At the end of July, I believe, that is when she stopped showing up for visits.
Okay. Were you able to get in touch with her to see why she didn't show up? Was she no calling, no showing the visits, or did she tell you that she wasn't going to be there at the visit?
It was a no call, no show situation. And then I did get in contact with maternal grandmother again, and she had told me that Nikki was hospitalized for a suicide attempt at that time.
Mom seems to be, throughout your case, does mom seem to be kind of up and down on with her mental health and being able to stay on track with things at this time?
Yes, absolutely. And that was something that she would say as well. She had originally mentioned to me wanting to relinquish and let Leo's foster parents adopt him. For that reason, she didn't know when, the shoe would drop and she was, going to go through an episode, and she didn't think it was fair that Leo be around for that, which I thought was a very selfless decision at that time.
Okay. So in your time working on a case, you're saying that mom's well aware that she struggles with the mental health issues.
Yes, sir.
And in the life of this case, that is really our main hurdle with mom is the mental health issues.
Yes.
When she's doing well, she's willing to work, willing to do her services. But she has not been able to be consistent with that at this time.
Correct.
Do you know where mom is now?
The last I heard from grandmother was that she was living somewhere homeless in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay. You said your last contact was in July?
Yes, with mom.
Do you know when family members' last contact with her was?
I do not. And when I talked to grandmother last month, she said she doesn't have contact with her. She can't provide the help that she needs right now. So.
Okay. Are you asking today to terminate the parental rights of mom, Nikki Sweezy or Deanna Reyes as to the child?
Yes.
And for a couple of reasons. One, she hasn't completed services. Two, her constructive abandonment. We've had the case for over a year. Is that correct?
Correct.
Mom was doing visits for a while there, about 3 or 4 months, and then has fallen off again.
Correct.
And that's been, you said July, so about the last 4.5, 5 months.
Yes, sir.
Also on mom's inability to care for the child at this time. Mom's talked to you about her mental illness. That is, as we discussed a second ago, is one of the main hurdles in this case. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe at this time that mental illness, and from what mom has told you, she can't care for the child right now?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe it renders her, this could go on past the child's 18th birthday
Yes.
with mom's up and down?
Yes.
Have the department's been in the case for over 6 months?
Yes.
And have you made reasonable efforts to try to reunite with the kid through service plans and working with mom and counseling?
Yes.
And do you believe the best interest of the child right now is termination and to allow the child to be adopted if that's possible?
Yes.
Right. And mom's had Miss Archer and Miss Lucero throughout this case. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you do believe that this is the best route for Leonida as far as providing the best life for him at this time?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Archer.
Once mom expressed to you the idea of relinquishment, did she ever flip-flop and change her mind?
Not really. Not to me. She did not.
And did she ever mention trying to reach out to me or Miss Lucero to you?
As of when?
That's a good question. That was really broad. In the last 2 months.
No, not within the last 2 months.
Did maternal grandmother ever tell you if mom had expressed to her that she wanted to relinquish?
Yes, I know that I would supervise some of these virtual visits, and mom and grandma were together, and they were talking about it. Telling Leo on the visits that his foster mom was going to adopt him, and so they both seemed to be very much on the same page with that.
Okay, I'll pass the witness.
Okay, Ms. Lucero.
Just a few, Your Honor. Ms. Lawrence, whenever Nikki was visiting with the child, was she doing that when she went through that, that period of time that she was visiting, was she visiting on a regular basis, like weekly, or what were the visits like at that time?
Yes, the virtual visits were weekly, and she was showing up and engaging appropriately. And then she would when she could travel, we would hold in-person visits for 4 hours. So
Okay. Do you know how many in-person visits she had with the child?
she had 3.
Okay. And then would her mom travel? Is her mom the one that would transport her for those types of visits, or the department or St. Francis?
It was her mother and her stepfather at the time that would transport her.
I'll pass the witness.
Okay, Ms. Zavala?
Miss Lawrence, Leo's been placed in this placement since February, is that correct?
Yes.
And I think that would have put him at right about 8 months when he was placed there. And at the time he was placed, he could barely kind of sit up. Is that right?
Correct. He was developmentally behind at that time.
But placement has worked with kind of some extensive therapy to get him up to speed.
Yes.
And so he may still be a little bit behind, but he's making some great progress and catching up.
Yes, ma'am.
So you've had regular contact with maternal grandmother.
Yes.
My notes back at the very beginning of the case talk about looking at some potential family members and then some family members either not responding or deciding they didn't want to be placement. Were family members considered for placement?
Yes, they were.
Okay. And what happened with that?
So it originally Nikki's cousin was motivated to be placement, and with that, I'm a little bit unsure why that they decided to back out. However, I mean, I was told that it was due to a divorce and issues within that family, so they couldn't be placement. And then, of course, I've asked maternal grandmother if she would like to be considered placement, and she just felt that at her age, she wasn't going, to be able to be the best for Leo as he grows up. And, that's 18 more years, and she's an older woman, and she wants him to have somebody that can run alongside him and be up and active and going. So she decided not to be placement either.
Okay, but St. Francis has made an active and search for family members.
Yes, ma'am.
I pass the witness.
Okay, Mr. Trout, anything further of this witness?
Nothing further at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, does anybody else have any further questions for Ms. Lawrence?
Nothing further.
Nothing further.
Ms. Archer, anything further?
No, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Trout, any additional witnesses or does the department rest?
Department rest this time, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Ms. Archer, any witnesses? I know you said earlier no witnesses, but just double checking. Any witnesses?
No witnesses.
Do you rest?
I'll rest.
Okay, Ms. Lucero?
Your Honor, I don't have any witnesses, but I just have some information I wanted to share with the court.
Sure, go ahead.
I did have contact. I had ongoing contact with maternal grandmother. I did speak with Nikki. It's been probably maybe, I guess, after the last hearing. As you know, we've been trying to set up, for her to be able to. Natalie and I have been trying to set up to where she would, execute that document. But when she does well for a little bit, and trying to get, the documents over there for her to sign all that didn't work. She just wanted the court to know that she advised me that she cares about the child a lot, but she just, the day that I talked to her, the plan was I believe she had left a mental health facility, and she wanted to be able to set up to get the paper, the document executed, but that just never worked. So I just wanted the court to know that Ms. Archer and I did make efforts, but it just never came to fruition.
I understand and I appreciate it, Ms. Lucero. I appreciate both your and Ms. Archer's persistence in trying to get it done. I know communication's been difficult with her when I know she had at least one fairly lengthy hospital stay. So, okay. Do you rest?
I rest, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Zavala?
I rest, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Zavala, do you have a recommendation to make?
Yes, Your Honor. I do believe that it's in Leo's best interest that parental rights be terminated at this time. He is doing very well in placement, and I have no concerns about that placement and know that he will continue to thrive there.
All right, thank you. Okay, then at this time, I find by clear and convincing evidence that it is in the best interest of the child to terminate the parental rights between the child and his father, Pedro Arredondo Jr., based on Texas Family Code, Section 161.001, subsection B1, the N and O grounds, and the best interest under 161.001 B2. I find by clear and convincing evidence that it's in the best interest of the child to terminate the parental rights between the child and his mother, Deanne Nicole McNeil Reyes, also known as Nikki Sweezy, based on Texas Family Code 161.001 B1, the N and the O grounds, and the best interest under B2. And then additionally, under the mental health grounds under Texas Family Code 161.003. 161, excuse me, 0.003. I would make a finding that the mother has a mental or emotional illness that renders her unable to provide for the needs of the child. I find that illness is likely to continue in the future and render the mother unable to provide for the child's needs until the child's 18th birthday. Find that the department has been the temporary managing conservator of the child for greater than 6 months, and that the department has made reasonable efforts to reunify the child with the mother. Obviously, these are very difficult cases. I think at least we have some knowledge that mother and family were on board with the plan that the child would be adopted by a foster home. And so that obviously, I hope, gives everybody some peace of mind, but nevertheless, these are difficult cases. So Ms. Archer, Ms. Lucero, again, I really appreciate you all doing your jobs in this case, and know that it's not easy. At this time, I will name the department as permanent managing conservator, and I will dismiss all court-appointed attorneys from the case, with the exception of Ms. Zavala, who will remain as the child's attorney and guardian ad litem. Counsel, of course, have always just be mindful your de novo timeframe does begin to run since we've rendered an open court. And also, if you're instructed to file a notice of appeal, please wait until a final order has been signed and adopted by the referring court. All right. Thank you, everybody, so much. Ms. Galvan, a special thanks to you for helping us out today. And that will conclude our morning docket. I know that some of you will be involved in a 1:30 docket with Judge Bondurant, who started a case for me. And so she's going to, of course, finish that up since she began it. All right. Thank you all very, very much. Appreciate it.
Will that be the same link, Your Honor, or will it be a new link?
Question from Ms. Katie. I think maybe it was the same link.
Yeah, it'll be the same one.
Okay, thanks, Rachel.
All right. Thank y'all. I am going to go ahead and close this down, though.
Okay.
For the time being, so y'all have about an hour. So
On
Thank you.
October the
Appreciate
8th, 2024 in this court by this judge, and was continued to allow the mother's attorney to attempt to make some contact and see if she could get some resolution. Today we have reconvened, and this is, as I said, a continuation and falls within the statute, as that we are still within our timelines for this final hearing. I would ask for everyone to please state who's present for the record, please.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Present, ready, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Savannah Kincaid, I represent mother. I'm present, she is not. Since the last hearing, I've called both phone numbers that I have for her. They were both turned off. I also have an app that my clients use to look at documents and things like that. I've sent her a message through that. She has viewed the affidavit of relinquishment, but she has made no contact with me.
Thank you. Thanks for your efforts.
Maureen Lucero on behalf of the father, Dylan Green, Your Honor. I'm present and ready. I don't know if Mr. Green will be here since he was here the last time and he had signed off on a mediated settlement agreement. So I'm not sure if he'll be here or not. So
Thank you.
Casey Zavala on behalf of Serenity.
Thank you. All right. Then Mr. Trout, you may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we call Aaron Quinstadt.
Okay. Ms. Quinstead, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please.
And how are you familiar with that case?
I was assigned as the primary worker in October, late September of this year.
And throughout cases, does St. Francis regularly keep records of the cases as they go?
Yes.
And sorry, are those records kept at around the time the events occur?
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
Are the notes in the records in the reports, are they made at or around the time those events occur?
Yes, we do maintain records of all of the case events.
Okay, and those are kept in the regular course of business in the way y'all handle cases?
Yes.
Okay. You were recently appointed to this case as the worker. Have you reviewed the case files?
Yes, it is difficult to review every single thing, but yes.
Okay, but you have reviewed the case file since you've been on this case?
Yes.
Okay. You considered a custodian of record for the case?
Yes.
Now, in this case, were family plans of service generated?
Yes.
Okay. And were those family plans of service filed with the court?
Yes.
And were they made court order?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have what I sent out, exhibit number 2?
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell me what exhibit number 2 is?
It is a family plan of service for Kirsten Smith.
Okay. And Kirsten Smith's mother in this case, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did mother sign this family plan of service?
This one she did.
Okay. And this one was filed with the court on June 2nd of 2023?
Yes.
Okay. And these were made in order of the court?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would ask to admit exhibit number 2 is the certified copy of the family plan of service that was filed in this case that was testified to.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection.
It's admitted. What exhibit would that be, Mr. Trout?
Number 2, Your Honor.
Number 2. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. And we're going to go through the family plan of service. Since you have been on the case, has mom reached out or started working any services?
No.
Okay. In the case file, are there any certificates or any evidence that mom worked services prior to you being on the case?
I didn't see any.
Okay. We'll just walk through them real quick. Do you know, when's the last time you had contact with mom?
I have not.
You've never had contact with mom?
No.
How often have you tried since you've been on the case to get in touch with her?
So I have made monthly attempts. Per our due diligence, we have to make at least 3 attempts.
Okay.
My attempts were to call the number that was listed in Impact. I did ask the caregivers while I was there at the home, like, when's the last time that you had seen her, spoken to her, know how to contact her. And they weren't able to provide me with any additional locating information, and said that they hadn't seen her or spoken to her in quite some time.
Okay.
And I did also do a jail roster search of both Randall County and Potter County, as well as a TDCJ search.
Okay. And no searches have hit with a new address or locating information for her?
No.
Okay. Do you know where mom lives?
I'm under the impression that she is homeless.
Okay. The address that you have where mom was living, she no longer lives there, to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. And mom has not provided you with any new addresses or living arrangements?
No.
Okay. To your knowledge, mom still has a driver's license and transportation, is that correct?
To my knowledge, does she have a
Driver's license and mode of transportation.
I would not be aware of her transportation capabilities.
Okay. Has mom started her parenting classes?
As far as I'm aware, she has not.
Okay. In the file, you have no documents or anything stating that mom has completed a parenting class or even started one?
No.
Okay. Do you know whether mom has done an OSAR?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Has mom done her psychological?
No.
Has mom attended any of her counseling sessions?
I don't believe she has.
Okay. And to your knowledge, you stated you believe she is still homeless or is currently homeless. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. When was the last time mom drug screened?
Sorry. So the last time she submitted to one, or
yes, last time mom drug screened for the department.
okay, so the last drug test that I can see that she actually submitted to was in January of this year, which was a UA.
Okay. Have you tried to reach out to mom to send her for drug screens?
No, I haven't tried to reach out to send her for drug screens.
Okay. Is that because you don't know how to get in touch with her?
Yes.
Okay. Now you said you tried to reach out to some phone numbers. Are those phone numbers currently working, or do you get some response that they're no longer in service? What's the deal on the phone numbers?
They give you an automated not in service.
Okay. All right. And you've talked to placement with your paternal grandparents?
Yes.
And have you talked to Mr. Green? Does he have any contacting information that you know of?
No, I have not talked to him about how to contact mom.
Okay. But his parents don't know how to get in touch with
him. No, they do not.
Do you know when was mom's last visit with the child?
The last visit would have been I believe in November of last year.
Okay. And do you know why visits were stopped or why there haven't been visits since then?
Because she was supposed to test for each visit. Sorry.
That's are you saying does mom supposed to drug screen before she gets visits?
Yes.
And does that drug screen need to be negative before mom had a visit?
Yes.
Okay. And since last year, mom has not had a visit due to not providing a clean drug screen?
Yes.
Okay. Today, is the department asking to terminate the parental rights of the mother, Kirsten Smith, as to the child Serenity, based upon failure to work services?
Yes.
And constructive abandonment?
Yes.
We've been in this case longer than 6 months, correct?
Correct.
And there has been mothers provided with service plans in order to try to reunite with the child, correct?
Correct.
Has mother availed herself of those services?
She has not engaged in those services to address the reasons of removal.
Okay. Has mom reached out to try to form a relationship with the child or to ask for visits or to keep up with the child?
No.
Okay. And as you testified earlier, she has not completed any of her services to your knowledge?
Correct.
And there was a mediated settlement agreement, is that correct?
Yes.
With the paternal grandparents?
Yes.
Okay. And do you believe terminating mother's parental rights and asking the court to follow the mediated settlement agreement as to dad and paternal grandparents is in the best interest of the child?
Yes.
And is that what you're asking the court to do today?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Sorry, I forgot I muted because I was coughing. Ms. Kincaid.
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Lucero.
No questions, Your Honor.
And Ms. Zavala.
Just a few. Aaron, I know that you are new to this case, but back when mom was participating in the case, Was the location of the St. Francis office the same as it is now?
In Amarillo?
Yeah.
I believe so.
So if she wanted to reach out to St. Francis about her child, she knew where to go or where to call.
Yes, she would have known.
And she knew where Serenity was placed, correct?
Correct.
In fact, she's familiar with placement. They are Dylan's parents.
Yes.
And according to them, since the time the communication broke off, they haven't heard from her either.
They report that they have not.
So even if at some point she wasn't aware that she had a new caseworker, she was aware there was an active case and that her daughter was in care.
Yes.
And she was aware of how to track down either the department or placement regarding possible visitation or working services.
Yes, she would have had enough of remaining knowledge of contactability to utilize it.
I pass the witness.
Anything else, Mr. Trout?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. So do you have any other witnesses?
No other witness, Your Honor. We will.
Okay. Ms. Kincaid, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor. I rest.
Okay. Ms. Lucero?
Your Honor, I don't have any witnesses, but I did want to bring to the court's attention, Mr. Green had, since he was adjudicated the father of Serenity, he had asked me to ask the court if the court would possibly grant a name change.
Are you asking for a trial amendment?
Yes, Your Honor. We felt to address it, or he and I felt to address it during mediation. So yes, Your Honor, that's what I'm asking.
Is there any objection as to that trial amendment?
I don't have any objection to it, Your Honor. We're going to be out of the case hopefully after today, and so I have no objection if they want to change name.
Ms. Kincaid?
Your Honor, I don't really have an opinion on it. I don't think I can agree or object necessarily.
Ms. Zavala, what are your thoughts? You're the attorney. How old is this child? I don't have that in front of me.
She's little. She is. Let's see her birthday. January of 2023. And I have no objection to changing her name.
Okay. Do you want to leave Matthews in her name? Does anybody have an objection to that?
Your Honor, I know my client's not here, but I believe he wanted just the Matthews name to be drawn since the child's going to be living with his parents. I mean, he just wanted to clarify everything. So.
And those are the parents. His parents are still married, and their name, they would all be in sync. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, it also will save them having to go hire one of you guys to do a name change.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes.
To save somebody some money, right?
That's true.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that. I will go ahead and grant the request for the motion trial amendment here today and change the child's name to, tell me what it would be. I don't have the full name in front of me. Does anybody object to that? Okay, thank you. Then that will be the name change that will be in this actual order so that they can get a certified copy and get all of her information changed over. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And Ms. Zavala, do you have any witnesses?
I do not, Your Honor.
The only thing that I had a question about is, Ms. Watson, were you the supervisor over the previous caseworker or whatever y'all call them?
No, ma'am, I was not.
Okay, so I don't have anybody that's got the whole history from St. Francis.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so Ms. Watson, the tale that was given to us by your worker, is that everything that you also have, or do you have anything to add?
That's the information I have as well, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, Ms. Kincaid, you've had a little bit of time to see if there's anything else you want to bring forth as to your efforts in attempting to contact your client. It's my understanding you have met with your client. You do know her. She knows how to find you. Is there anything else you want to add for the court, just in case she decides to say that you didn't represent her very well?
Thank you, Your Honor. As I said, she's had several phone numbers throughout the case. We've contacted all of those phone numbers. I do have her email address, and I reach out to her via email. In addition, my office has an app that we use that clients can communicate with us. They can send messages, they can look at their appointments, they can look at upcoming hearings. They get a copy of the Zoom link through that. So I know that she has accessed that within the last month because she has viewed documents within that app. I've reached out in the app through a message and she's responded to me in the past. However, since our last hearing, she has not, she's viewed the message, but she's not responded to me. So without having a physical address, the only thing I can do is electronic contact. And I've made every effort that I can to contact her.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Anything further from anybody before I rule? Okay.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I do find that the department, through St. Francis as their representative, have made all of the reasonable efforts that are required by the law at this time to help this mother to attempt to try to stay in this child's life in one form or another. I know mediation was attempted. So I do find that this has been a valiant effort on everybody's part. So I will terminate the mother's parental rights under 161.001B1N and O. I also find that under that same statute, under 161.001B2, I find that it's in the best interest of the child that her biological mother's rights be terminated. I will bring forward the mediated settlement agreement that has already been proven up and allow that to come forward with the grandparents being named, the conservators with the father as the rights of visitation and child support. And I do find at this time that the department and all attorneys who have been appointed in this case are dismissed, effective immediately upon signature, unless there is an appeal. Anything else today?
Just to be clear, Your Honor, you did not grant the name change, right?
Yes, I did.
All right, thank you.
It is the 4 names that we all said.
Okay, thank you.
And you might want to check with his family and see if they would like to adjust that spelling. I don't really want to change the name, but if the spelling's an issue, I think you might be able to do it because you're going to still have to do a name change.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
But let's be as true to her as we can.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure. It's great to see you guys again. I'm afraid I'll probably going to be seeing you a little bit more. It sounds like the judge has got some family things going on. So keep me on your list. Y'all have a great Thanksgiving.